Botox. Oh my god, that's just where I'm at. That just keep you awake at night. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time if you're new. Today's video is all about Botox, and I'm kind of nervous to make this video because I know this is a very hot topic and has loads of opinions, but I'm just gonna say what I have to say and you can agree or disagree or ponder or think or whatever. And yeah, this is my opinion and you are free to have your own. So in today's video, I'm gonna be talking about why I kind of wanted to talk about this topic, my problems with Botox or the issues that I have with it, and just the kind of questions I have for you watching and myself and society as a whole when talking about this topic. So before we get into it, I would love if you subscribe down there, and now let's get into the conversation. So obviously to start, I'm a giant feminist, and obviously women's looks and aging and beauty standards and all that is obviously a big feminist issue, so that's why I'm interested in it. But I suppose something happened a few months ago that really got me thinking about Botox. I hadn't thought that it had affected me that much, or that like society and people getting Botox affected me that much, until there was this person that I followed, a woman that I really admire. I think she's great, and I'd obviously been following her for a while, and subconsciously I didn't realize this consciously, but subconsciously I'd been looking at her skin and feeling inferior and feeling like, Jesus, she's only a couple of years older than me, but her skin looks way better than mine does, and she looks like she's way less wrinkles than I do. But I actually wasn't even consciously thinking this. This was completely subconscious. And the reason I realized that is because a few months into following her, she put up in her story that she gets Botox like regularly, and she wasn't ashamed of it. There was no secrecy. I obviously hadn't followed her when she had said it before or whatever. So she had said it, and I was like, oh my god. In that moment, I completely realized that I had been comparing my natural face to her injected face for months, and I had been feeling bad about it. And I hadn't realized that her face was not natural. Like that was Botox injected into her face. And it was at that point that I was like, oh my god, I am actually really being affected by this, and my self-worth and self-esteem is being affected by this. And I knew that was the case with things like makeup, or other things people do, myself included. I'm sure that there are things that I do that make other women feel maybe insecure with themselves, but this was the first time that I had seen like the example of Botox and felt bad about that. I was like, oh my god. So that kind of just alerted me to this, and I wanted to talk about it some more. So basically, pretty much, I am, like, I hesitate to say I'm against Botox, but I do take issue with it. I do. And this video is basically gonna be a whole list of reasons why. To start off, one of them is just like, I'm 27 and I already start to have friends my age or people around me that talk about getting Botox, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe we're there, and I can't believe there is a place that people get to, and I just can't believe how normalized Botox has become. Like, I know it's a thing that we grow up and we think like, oh well, I become a teenager and I'll start wearing makeup, but now it's almost a thing that, oh, I get to my late 20s and I'll get Botox. It's become this like normalized thing, and I'm kind of in disbelief that we're there. And it's really getting to a point where I feel like, not so much now, but in a few years, that my wrinkles are not going to be okay. Like, right now I have no intentions of getting Botox, but I already feel that my wrinkles are not going to be okay in a few years. And that's mainly due to the society that says that women aging is wrong. But it's not being helped by all the women around me who are injecting stuff into their face to get rid of those wrinkles. And I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna be now punished in a few years' time for just having my natural aging face? Like, what's wrong with that? But apparently there is a lot wrong with that. And again, I don't want to make this video all about me, but I personally am experiencing these negative repercussions of this already, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is the world coming to? And I just feel like right now, as I'm saying this video, I just feel like I'm like a microcosm of society. Like, I just feel like there are so many women feeling the same way I am right now, and feeling like our natural aging faces are just not going to be good enough in a few years' time. And again, that's not due to just people getting Botox, it's because of society at larger telling us that we are not okay being women and being old. And one thing I wanted to mention, like I heard this recently and I really want to live by it, and I think it's really good. And they basically said, don't hate the player, hate the game. So again, don't hate the individual woman who goes and gets Botox, hate the game that makes her feel like she has to go do that. Having said that though, we are all individual players. Like the people who go get this Botox are upholding the game and are upholding the society that makes women feel bad for aging. And so yes, while I do want to talk about the society and the game, I can't not talk about the individuals upholding that game. That would be insane. But yes, having said that, of course, it is a wider game. I know I'm not just here bashing Botox. I also have a problem with, you know, anti-aging creams. I have a problem with pedophile culture and the fact that we have to remove our pubic hairs to look like 5-year-olds and prepubescent teens when we're actually, you know, grown-ass women. Like I have a problem with all of that. And I want to mention before someone brings it up, you know, that like I talk about, you know, like getting, you know, makeup or getting your nails done or Botox, whatever. And I do make, you can ask the question, well, like if you do this and then why is Botox so bad and blah, blah, blah. I personally make a distinction between things like makeup and things like Botox. Makeup, while I also have a problem with that, and it's taken me a really long time to get over my need to wear makeup all the time. Makeup you can take on and off. It's not permanent. It's not, yes, if you have allergic reaction, blah, 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 it can be dangerous. But I make a distinction between makeup and something that you inject into your face. Like I do make a distinction there. And I ask the question, you know, if you were, you know, putting on a cream or taking a tablet, would you see those things as the same? No, you wouldn't probably. You would think, you know, putting something on your face is a bit less invasive or a bit less, you know, of a big deal than putting something inside of your body. So I make a distinction between those two things or those two kinds of things. And that's why I'm here talking about Botox specifically, and why I'm not really gonna address like the other stuff in this category. So yeah, so now to kind of get into the specifics of like why I have a problem with it, I guess my main one, and again, and I'll be completely honest, my main one as a feminist is just how it affects women. My job as a feminist is to look out for the women. And again, I don't want to be attacking the women who get Botox, but I do think about the women, including myself. This is a very selfish endeavor. I think about the rest of us who are made to feel bad for aging normally and aging, I'm like the word gracefully, whatever, but like just aging. You know, there shouldn't even be such things as aging gracefully, just aging, just the normal process of aging. I feel bad for these women, myself included. And again, you know, who knows, like, I hope not to get Botox, but who knows if I'll give into it in 20 years time, blah, blah, blah. But for right now, I'm a person who hasn't gotten it. And I hate that there are, you know, 40, 50, 60-year-old women who are punished, who are made to feel bad because they look their age, and because our view of age is now so distorted because there are 40, 50, 60-year-old women who have gotten a lot of Botox, who make it seem like, oh, that's what you're meant to look like when you're 40. But no, that's fake, for lack of a better word. And the women who are 40 who have wrinkles and grey hairs and all these things are made to feel old, when in fact that's what 40 actually looks like. 40 doesn't look like this person who has gotten Botox injected into their skin for 10 years. And like, I get it that like the women who are getting Botox who probably are afraid of being punished for looking old, therefore they get things that make them look young. But that has the effect of making the women who don't get Botox, they're still punished for looking old when they actually just look how 40 or 50-year-old women are meant to look. And I get that, you know, if you yourself are getting Botox, you might be specifically solving your problem of not being punished for looking older, but you don't exist in a vacuum. You are still part of a larger society that will punish other women then for not looking like you. And it's so funny that the very thing we're trying to avoid, being punished for looking old, we get Botox, and then, but that means that we're punishing other women. And again, you know, you are, you know, free to do whatever you want, but are we not going to think about women as a whole? Like, is that not the goal. You know, if we all collectively stopped getting Botox, stopped putting on makeup, stopped, you know, dyeing our hair, blah, 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 all that stuff, we would free all of us. And then nobody would feel the pressure to get this stuff done. Like, that's my point. And that's just why I have such a problem with this. Like, I don't want to be, and again, this is a selfish endeavor. I don't want to be 60 and being told that I'm so old because everybody else around me who's also 60 looks 40. Like, I don't want, like, that is not, that's not real. Like, you know, and I just, like, I take issue with it. And again, I don't want to be up here on my high horse. Like, I'm, you know, sitting here saying, oh, I'll probably never get Botox. But I know for a fact that when I get angry or when I'm crying or when I'm feeling any kind of emotion and I start to feel my face wrinkle, I stop. I relax my face and I stop. I know that I do that. So I'm not here saying, oh, I'm so much better than all of you. Like, I do things all day long that feed into the patriarchy, that feed into the society that tells women that their looks are the only things that matter. But like, that's why I'm here, you know, kind of like, you know, what praying to the masses, or I can't remember the word, like just being like, you know, why can we not all just collectively, you know, say no to all of this stuff, and we would just be, I just think, so much happier as a society. But you know, that's just me, that's just where I'm at. And when I was like researching for this video, I was kind of Googling, you know, like, can you like feminism and Botox and, you know, the kind of relationship there, and I found a couple of really cool articles, and I found one quote from it that I just think is really interesting. I'll read it out. And it said, I think you can be a feminist and still have injectables, with the caveat that any treatments should not be to try and gain advantage over others based on appearance, which I think is a good point. Like, it shouldn't be that, like, if you genuinely want to get it for yourself, you know, whatever, but it shouldn't be that, oh, I'll get Botox, so I'll look younger than her and I'll get promoted over her, or I'll get more men over her. You know, that's just, I think it was just an interesting point to make. And this person goes on to say, if women judge each other on how they look, they then shouldn't complain when men do the same, which I thought was interesting. And I'm not even saying I entirely agree with that or whatever, but I just thought it was interesting that that person thought to put that kind of second sentence there with the first one, that, you know, if we're here and we're trying to, you know, we're trying to look better than other women and we're in competition with other women, that we can't do that while simultaneously being like, oh, why are the men pitting us against each other, or why are the men, putting us up against one another, and, you know, why are the men praising the young ones and not praising the old ones, etc., etc. Not that I think that anyone watching this is doing that, but I just think it was an interesting point to make that I just wanted to kind of, I guess, just slot in here and talk about. The other issue that I have with Botox that I just think is really interesting is the fact that you have to continuously get it topped up. I feel like that's not talked about enough. Like, Botox, while yeah, you get it injected into your face and it's a big deal, it also, like, and again, I'm not a doctor, or you know, I'm not an expert on this, but like, it fades away and you have to continuously get it topped up every so often. I feel like that's not talked about enough, and I'm just like, I just have a problem with that. One, I mean, the money is just outrageous, the money you're putting into that. You know, I'm actually reading a book right now on, you know, women and building, you know, generational wealth and all this stuff, and I just think, Jesus Christ, if we didn't put all the money into Botox, the things we could do, you know, oh my God, and it's just all these knock-on effects that just keep you awake at night. And the fact that you have to start before you get the wrinkles, so that the wrinkles don't set in, because your face is literally paralyzed and you can't make facial expressions. Like, you know, you can't get Botox when you're 40 because you already have the wrinkles. You have to start early, and just all the money we're pumping into this system that keeps it going. You know, if people are getting money to inject Botox into your face, there's a demand there. They're going to keep doing it, and we're going to keep pumping out this advertising saying that you have to get Botox, and these faces that are, you know, 60 but look 35, and I just, oh my God, it would just drive you mental. Something else I saw recently, which I thought was really interesting, was I follow someone and she was getting Botox, and she was picking and choosing the wrinkles that she wanted and didn't want. And again, I'm not even, you know, passing like positive or negative. I'm not even really, I just thought it was really interesting. You know, I think she was getting rid of the line here, but she wanted to keep these ones. And I just thought that was really interesting. Like, again, it's just this extra kind of this layer. Are we saying that some wrinkles are okay and some are not? And oh my God, is there a hierarchy of wrinkles? Like, are ones here not okay because it means that you're angry, but these ones are okay because it means you're laughing? Like, you know, And again, it's just, if you look deeper, it's just like, God, are women only allowed to be happy and smiley and be joyous, but we're not allowed to be angry and have these other emotions? Like, oh my God, you could just kind of honestly drive yourself mad thinking about it all. Obviously, I have to pop in the point of just the danger of it. Like, obviously, Botox is getting, safer and safer as the years goes on. And, if you get it done by an actual trained person, it can be fine. And there are obviously so many people who get it done and who have no problems. But there are so many people who get stuff injected into their face, people who are not trained because these sectors are not regulated. And it can just be dangerous. Like, you're paralyzing your face. So I just kind of had to put that in there. Like, I would rather, hopefully I will never get it done for feminist reasons and just, woman reasons, but also danger is a factor like that I feel like, again, don't talk about that often because it's become so normalized. Another reason, again, that I just have a problem with this is just, not that I have a problem with it, but just an issue that I wanted to bring up is just the secrecy around this. I see so many women and people who will say push back against people like me, and they'll say, oh, but I want to do this, I'm doing this for myself, blah, blah. But then those people are then keeping it secret from everyone. And I get that they're probably keeping it secret so that they don't get judged by people like me. But I'm also like, if you really wanted to do this, why are you not owning it? Why are you keeping it secret? And there are other people who will, again, will just be completely ashamed of it. And again, I feel bad, I feel sympathy for those people. But again, this contributes to this society where we actually don't know what age is, because there's, again, a 60-year-old woman who looks 40 and she's not saying anything. So again, we're all, people like me and younger people are looking at these faces and thinking, oh Jesus, like, she's 60 and she doesn't have wrinkles. God, I'm 30 and I have wrinkles. Am I just like the worst thing in the world? Am I just disgusting? And again, it's just this secrecy around this is just mind-boggling. And I get the reasons why a lot of people would keep it secret. But again, I'm just like, if you're gonna get it, own it. Like, either don't get it or get it and own it. That's what I would want, And again, we talk about, feminism and women's liberation. Like, as a feminist, I would rather we all don't get it. But if you are gonna get it, don't lie about it. Like, don't we want to be as free as possible within the shackles that we have on us, Like, if you feel the need that you have to get it, like, I would hope that you could at least be honest about it and not have double the amount of shame on you. I just think, oh, it's a minefield, and the secrecy around it is really something that I think we, again, just don't talk about enough. And then I just wonder, where does it stop? The age-old question of where does it stop? And again, you can say the same thing about, makeup and getting your nails and getting your hair dyed. It's all a spectrum, but I just think, as I said before, injecting things into your face is another level. And I'm just like, where does it stop? And I saw, again, in one of these articles that I was reading, it said that, the bar of normal keeps going up. So like years ago, injecting things into your face would never have been considered normal. But now, as I said, it's, I have friends around me who were like, yeah, I'll get Botox in a few years. Like, okay, casual. Like, where does it stop? Like, surgery has already become extremely normal, but like, when I'm wondering, when will I hear my friends talking about the surgery they're gonna get, or other injectables they're gonna get? I'm just like, oh my God, that's just a question that I have. Where does it stop? If we just think this is normal. So to kind of wrap up, like, one question that I have, I just want to ask people, is this something you really want? Like, and I just wonder, when we were 5 years old, did we sit there and think like, oh, I can't wait to get Botox when I'm 30? Like, probably not. Bottom line, I just wish that women didn't have to do this. I wish that women didn't feel like them aging was a bad thing. I wish that I didn't feel like aging was a bad thing, and I'm having to like fight against it. Again, it's not that I'm up here being like, I'm totally secure, I'm never getting Botox. I'm actively having to fight against the urge to think that my wrinkles are bad. And I wish that other women would do the same, and I wish that we all collectively wouldn't give in to the pressures of society. But here we are. I just think that, yes, feminism should be about choice, but your choices don't exist in a vacuum, just like my choices don't exist in a vacuum. I know that when I get my nails done every month, that has a ripple effect. I know that when I put on makeup or do my hair, or I know that all of everything we do has a ripple effect. And I just want to include Botox in that. When you get, like, this is not just your personal choice, even though you might think it is. It has an effect on the rest of society because we all live in the ocean that is the patriarchy, and we are all, myself included, upholding it. So it's something to think about. Bottom line, I just wish women didn't have to feel this way. And so this is just my contribution to the world. So I hope that was somewhat useful. I hope that maybe got you thinking about certain things. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, please do subscribe or give the video a big thumbs up or comment down below your thoughts, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. I'm happy to hear and learn. And yeah, other than that, I will see you in the next video. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.